नमः सर्वेभ्यः। अद्यतनकक्षा एतस्मात् श्लोकात् आरभ्यते यत् किञ्चित् शोकास्पदम् अस्ति। पूर्वतनाः श्लोकाः तु भक्तस्य विद्यमानानां क्षमगुण क्षमादिगुणानां वर्णनं कृतम्। अत्र निन्दास्तुतिरूपेण अपि शिवस्य निन्दां स्तुतिं च कृत्वा भक्तिमेव देहि इति प्रार्थनां समाप्य अत्र यादृशी भक्तिः हनुमतः यादृशी स्तव सामर्थ्यं यादृशं स्तव सामर्थ्यं रावणस्य अपि च यावान् अर्चाक्रमः श्रीरामेण कृतः तथा अर्चास्तव भावनादि क्षमता मयि अस्ति चेत् एव तव पूजां कर्तुं शक्नोमि करिष्यामि च इति किं चातुर्यरूपेण हास्यमय चातुर्यरूपेण च वर्णितमासीत्। तथैव ये शिवस्य पूर्वम् आराधनम् अकुर्वन् तेषामपि उल्लेखम् अत्र चकार। अस्मिन् श्लोके 89तमे श्लोके इदानीं भक्तस्तु इदानीं भवद्भिः कल्पनीयं यत् एकः भक्तः रामकृष्ण परमहंसवत् अत्र शिला अस्ति, शिवस्य लिङ्गमस्ति। अत्र भक्तश्च निरन्तरं भक्त्या अर्चास्तव भावनादि क्रमेषु पूजयन् एव नितरां श्रान्तः अस्ति। Now the bhakta having done incessantly the puja, stava and bhavana of Shiva, yet having his love unreciprocated, unrequited, is now very frantically tired. He is fatigued. He or she is fatigued. So, adhuna bhaktah kim vadati? नतिभिर्नुतिभिस्त्वमीश पूजा विधिभिर्ध्यान समाधिभिर्न तुष्टः धनुषा मुसलेन चाश्मभिर्वा वदते प्रीतिकरं तथा करोमि नतिभिर्नुतिभिस्त्वमीश पूजा विधिभिर्ध्यान समाधिभिर्न तुष्टः धनुषा मुसलेन चाश्मभिर्वा वदते प्रीतिकरं तथा करोमि। अत्र भक्तया वा उच्यते, हे Shiva, vada, tell me. Now he is not even saying vadatu. The bhakta is so frustrated with Bhagavan, with Shiva, not responding to his cries of valor and cries to save him and at least give Darshana to him, that he has now taken a different tone altogether. No, he is almost suicidal now, and he says, tell me, te preetikaram kim iti kathaya. Tell me what will bring joy to you, and you tell me that, and I shall at least, if you tell me what brings joy to you, I will do so. Tatha karomi. What joy will it bring to Shiva? Natibhihi nutibhihi tvam isha, he Shiva, tvam puja vidibhihi nutibhihi natibhihi cha ध्यान समाधिभिः अपि न तुष्टः तर्हि प्रायः मम प्राणान् हृत्वा एव भवान् सन्तुष्टो भवेत् इति कृत्वा अहमिदानीं म्रिये, I will now die, I will kill myself. धनुषा मुसलेन च अश्मभिः वा. Now it is certain that I am going to offer myself to you, all my pranas to you, because now there is no point of me living. Having reached the pinnacle of passion and still doing all that I can. What all has the bhakta done? Nati bhihi. He or she has done prostrations. Nati pranaman akarot. Nuti bhihi stavam akarot. Tushtava. पूजाम् अपि चकार विधिभि पूजा विधिभिः अनेकानि व्रतानि च अकरोत् ध्यान समाधिभिः ध्यान समाधींश्च अकरोत् तथापि शिवः न तुष्टः तथापि शिवः न वा ध्यानेन न वा समाधिना न वा पूजा विधिभिः नतिभिः नुतिभिरपि न तुष्टः. So then the question comes, this is a very familiar feeling, right? When the person we absolutely love and we absolutely adore is not even acknowledging us. It's not, he is not even, um, giving a kripa, a kataksha, let alone kripa, not even giving given a krodha kataksha on us. When he is not even showing any signs of acceptance or pleasure because of our actions, then the natural feeling is to put an end to all that unreciprocated love by offering the one final thing that the bhakta or the lover does, which is to give away the prana itself. So, so the suicide in love is not really a new thing. If for all the older generation people who may think, "Arey, what are these youngsters doing?" No, it is not. As you can see in these verses, and not just in this, there is also another stava called as Upamanyu Krita Shiva Stotram. Tatrapi evameva roditi bhaktaha. The Upamanyu Rishi is also crying and wallowing in such pain. And this is a very common theme, in fact, across all Shaiva texts, that Shiva, because of his tattva of being Sthira, the very first name in his Sahasranama is Sthira, and then Sthanu. Sthira Sthanu Prabhur Bhimaha Varado Bhayaha, etc. So, the very first word, just as in Vishnu Sahasranama, the tattva of Vishnu is Vishwa, the cosmic reality, whereas Shivahatu Sthiraha. He is the axis of creation. That's why the Linga. He is the axis around which all the Shaktis, that is Parvati represented as Shakti, revolves around it. And hence, the desire, the very desire for him to respond, to to respond to the cries of his bhaktas doesn't really come to him naturally because he is this Sthira. And so, but it's unfortunate on the part of the bhaktas that they actually they fall in love with Shiva. They fall in bhakti with Shiva. So now they have to bear this unbearable, torturing pain of his silence. Tatha aduna esha bhakta api vadati Dhanusha. Okay, then tell me now, since you are not even satisfied by any of these actual shastric vidhanas, which are prescribed vidhanas, perhaps my pranas will suffice and that may bring preeti to you because you are, after all, the hara. You destroy and take away the pranas of people, of all the bhutas. Now, what you should tell me is not that should I die or not. It is, tell me, what should my instrument of killing myself be? Dhanusha, should I pierce myself with a bow and arrow? Musalena, must I smash myself with musala? Musala is that mortar. And if you see the mortar and pestle, a big one, where in the olden, like in the villages, they used to grind chilies and such. This is called the musala. Musala, ashma bhihi, or should I bludgeon myself with a stone? Ashma is a stone. Ashman niti shabda. So tell me, would you prefer me bludgeoning or smashing and crushing myself or piercing myself with an arrow? Vada te preetikaram tatha karomi. And I shall look at the frustration in the words itself. It is so evident. A very similar story happened with Professor Paramahamsa Ramakrishna api. Tatha eva kadachit ati bhakti rasena दुःखित शोकित सन् कदाचित् काल्याः दर्शनाकाङ्क्षी अभूत् तदा च यदा काली तूष्णीमेव बभूव तदा रामकृष्णः he was about to he pulled the crescent sword from the vigraha of Kali, and he said, okay, now I'm going to kill myself, and may my head be the one which you hold in your hand also. But that is when Kali comes as Pratyaksha and he falls into a state of blissful samadhi. Is how the story goes. नतिभिः नुतिभिः त्वमीश पूजा विधिभिः ध्यान समाधिभिः न तुष्टः धनुषा मुसलेन चाश्मभिर्वा वद ते प्रीतिकरं तथा करोमि. कश्चन अभिप्रेतुमिच्छति?
अत्र न तुष्टः इति शिवः न तुष्टः वा अहं न तुष्टः इति वदति वा?
त्वं न तुष्टः, त्वम् ईश पूजा विधिभिः न तुष्टः, त्वम्. You are not satisfied with even doing all the Shastra Ukta Vidhanas. Now then, what else is left for me to do? Astu, Gayatu.
It's the status like of the like devotee bhakta saying that what can I do? You are the giver, and later on Ninda, you have nothing, and and change the mood, change the bhavana to saying the frustration mode right now.
Satyam.
So there's a constant change and showing that what it appears is these are Shankaracharya is saying that these are the different stages and signs of devotee, and they are all valid.
Satyam. Ati sushtutaya uktam. Exactly. He is by example showing what all the emotions that a bhakta would go through. Exactly.
Yeah.
Gayati va?
Asking who?
Yeah, bhavati api gayatu. Natibhi.
तेभिस्तवमीश पूजा विधिभिर्ध्यान समाधिभिर्न तुष्टः धनुषा मुसलेन चाश्मभिर्वा वदते प्रीतिकरं तथा करोमि.
सम्यक्. भवती अपि गातुम् इच्छति वा आर्य?
A bit difficult. Just
okay. वचसा चरितं वदामि शम्भोर् अहमुद्योगविधासु ते प्रसक्तः मनसा कृतिमीश्वरस्य सेवे शिरसा चैव सदा शिवं नमामि. वचसा चरितं वदामि शम्भोरहमुद्योगविधासु ते प्रसक्तः मनसा कृतिमीश्वरस्य सेवे शिरसा चैव सदा शिवं नमामि. इदानीं भक्तेन उच्यते, now he is out of this mode of frustration. Perhaps Shiva has come pratyaksha before him, and now there is he has been reinstated in the state of the will to live. So now the bhakta is back to his prakriti bhava and is now willing to live, but now not out of force or compulsion that since the body must live, I must live. But all the life that he has, he or she is willing to give towards Shambhu itself. In what ways? Vachasa charitam vadami. So now, instead of losing my life, maybe he may benefit more, even if he doesn't respond, or perhaps he's already responded, or even if he doesn't respond, I am now in a state of just absolute giving. I don't care now whether he responds or not. I am going to lead my life this way. In what way? Vachasa charitam vadami. With my tongue and my speech, I shall just keep praising his charita, keep chanting his nama and charita. Shambhoho. aham udyoga vidhasu te aprasaktah. He te here means tava. Shiva tava udyoga vidhasu aprasaktah aham. Udyoga vidha is aham udyoga vidhasu अप्रसक्तः. अत्र उद्योगविधा इत्युक्ते योगविधानं हठयोगादिविधानानि अत्र उच्यन्ते. उद्योगविधासु refers to the tantras and the yogas as proclaimed by Shiva himself in a special text. It's a technical name by the name Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. So he gives there 112 methods or disciplines to reach the Shivatva. So there he is telling, see, I am aprasaktaha, I am unfit, I am a misfit because my personality does not allow me to be so disciplined, so yogic that I can do all those techniques, udyoga vidha, and reach you. Instead, what I shall do is I should just keep doing whatever I'm doing, which is vachasa charitam vadami, manasa akritim ishwarasya seve, vachasa abhavat, manasa kim? मनसा अहम ईश्वरस्य आकृतिं सेवे. I shall कृपया म्यूट मध्ये भवतु. मनसा ईश्वरस्य आकृतिं सेवे. I shall worship, or I shall, there are two meanings to sevana. Sevana is to also consume, and it is also to worship. So अत्र उभयोरपि अर्थयोः उभये अर्थे अपि स्वीकर्तुं शक्यते. That I shall consume your form with my mind, or I shall worship your form with my mind. Ishwarasya akritim manasa smarami, shirasa sadashivam namami. And with my body, which is represented by the head, I shall use it in the service, an actual physical service of Sadashiva. And thus, my manas, vachas, and kaya, manasa, vachasa, kaya, kayena, vacha, manasendriyirva, buddhyatmana va, prakrite swabhavat, karomi yadyat sakalam atra shivaya, parasmai shivaya, samarpayami iti, saha tattvam atra nirupayati. I shall just keep doing it because I know that I am not fit, so I may not have the potential eligibility. I may not meet the potential eligibility criteria which are required, the adhikara for doing these very esoteric techniques, which are said to be very quick and very fast. So I shall just keep doing this. Now, again, the underlying tone here is that of uh, love, but also recognizing one's own inabilities. So, but not giving up because of the inabilities. That is also a very important point we can take from here. What do you guys think?
It's giving up, actually. It's giving up and then saying, okay, fine. Come to a compromise with the situation, come to the reality, and then moving with submission, total submission in all aspects, like what just
It's a very nice word, total submission. That exactly summarizes this entire slogan, total submission. Uh, Trivikrama Maria, you were saying something?
साधु साधु इति उक्तवान्.
अस्तु सम्यक्. गायतु कृपया.
वचसा चरितं वदामि शम्भो शम्भोः अहमुद्योग विधासु ते प्रसक्तः तः मनसा कृतिमीश्वरस्य सेवे शिरसा चैव सदा शिवं नमामि।
इदानीं वयं काव्यस्य अन्तिमदशके स्मः. We are in the last 10 verses of the Shivananda Lahari. Now, the Bhakta, if you can recall from like in the Bhagavad Gita, तदा श्री भगवतः वचनानि श्रुत्वा अन्ते किं वदति अर्जुनः, नष्टो मोहः स्मृतिर्लब्धा त्वत्प्रसादान् मयाच्युत स्थितोऽस्मि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये वचनं तव. Now because of all the 18 adhyayas that you have spoken, now what was the problem? The problem was moha, right? He was confused whether to fight or not, and he was sad. Nashto moha smritir labdha. And now I know I have a certain memory of my own true swabhava and swadharma. Smritir labdha. And how did it come? Tvatprasadat maya achyuta. Sthitosmi gata sandeha. I have no dilemmas now. And what shall I do? Though you said you do whatever you want, Krishna never gives a commandment. uh, he leaves it up to finally to Arjuna to do whatever, however he likes it. And he says, but still, though you have said that, I will do whatever you say. So he puts the ball, he kicks the ball back into Krishna's court. Similarly, is here, आद्या विद्या हृद्गता निर्गतासीद् विद्या हृद्या हृद्गता त्वत्प्रसादात् सेवे नित्यं श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जं भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनं राजमौले. आद्या विद्या हृद्गता निर्गतासीद् विद्या हृद्या हृद्गता त्वत्प्रसादात् सेवे नित्यं श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जं भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनं राजमौले. अत्र कविः वर्णयति, हे राजमौले, हे शिव. Rajamouli means it's not a Telugu actor. Was it a Telugu actor? Is Rajamouli a Telugu director or an actor?
He is the one who made Bahubali.
So this is not that person. Rajamouli is one who is the summit, the peak of all the Rajas. The emperor of all the emperors is called Rajamouli. Hey Rajamouli, Adya Tvat Padabjam Shrikaram Tvat Padabjam Nityam Seve Aham Tava Padabjam. I shall worship and consume your holy feet, which is Shrikaram, which does prosper, which endows prosperity and jnana and abundance of wealth. Shrikaram Tvat Padabjam Nityam Seve. I shall forever incessantly worship it. And what else has happened? Tvat Prasadat, because of your prasada, because of your pleasure and your being content with me. Adya avidya ya hridgata asid adhuna nirgata. Adya avidya. So here he is playing with the words. It is adya avidya. That avidya, that ajnana which has no, which was the primordial, adya, the primordial ajnana, which means this is not an ajnana of not knowing a certain subject or of not knowing spirituality or of not knowing XYZ subjects. No, the adya avidya is the soul itself not being able to recognize itself. So that is the true ignorance of oneself. That adya avidya ya hridgata. That is why he qualifies this avidya by saying which is hridgata. It's not in the manogata avidya. It is the hridgata avidya, that which is there in the soul. Adhuna nirgata. Now that has been expelled out of my heart. Nirgata asit. Vidya hridya. Now again he's playing with the pun here is hridya in Sanskritam. Hridya means that which is palatable, which is very nice. Hridya. Hridyam Geetam Shrunomi means that which touches the heart, which is very palatable, that which is very sweet. Hridya Vidya. Now the true jnana, which is very nice, has come into my heart. Hridgata, it entered my heart. So it entered my soul rather. So that is the greatest boon that one can give, and it has come because of you. Tvat prasadat. Save. And so now what do I do with this body then? Body and mind? Save. I shall do a service of your padabja, which is Shrikaram, Shri Padabjam. Bhave, Bhave, Muktehe Bhajanam. Muktehe Bhajanam Bhave. Muktehe Bhajanam Bhave. Here Bhave means Bhavaye. It's an Arsha prayer, you could say. Bhavaye means I shall meditate or I shall anticipate or become rather. I should become the bhajana. I shall become the receptacle of mukti, of freedom. Hey Rajamoule, O King of Kings, though you are a king. So now what do you mean by a king of kings? A totalitarian, right? So it's not these small Hitler, Stalin kinds of authority. He is the totalitarian. He is the emperor of the world. So everything goes as as per his orders. But still, by worshipping your feet, I'm not being a sycophant here and sucking up to the boss. But it's so paradoxical, O Shiva, he says, Rajamoule, that by worshipping your feet, I shall become the receptacle or a bhajan, I shall become worthy of freedom, of mukti. So this is a very unique concept where, though there is a great amount of worship and attention given to God, that is to Ishvara, ultimately Ishvara and Mukti, if you were to weigh them on a scale, Mukti would be the greater principle, the greater boon, Moksha or Mukti, Kaivalya, etc., than Ishvara. So this is a very peculiar thing of the Indian religions, that Mukti is placed slightly ಗುಲ್ಗಂಜಿ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. A small figs, by a small figs amount, mukti weighs a little heavier than Ishvara. So I shall not worship your feet, your feet for the reason of getting mukti, but because of your prasada, now that jnana has come, mukti will soon follow, and so I have become a bhajana, a receptacle of mukti, of freedom to come to me. यदि कुछ प्रश्नः?
This is just a thought actually. If one gets the son of Kailasa and be there with Shiva, the word mukti, moksha and all, I mean, we need not aspire for it. But as long as we are with Shiva.
True.
And even that goes to another extent. I'm totally wrong. I might be totally wrong in that. When we realize, even when we are alive, Bhagavan is always there within us and around us. What's the point of moksha then?
Moksha is just recognizing that fact now. That's it.
That's all. That's all. So, if we are in Andhakara, that itself is like, living on earth. Otherwise, we undergo all pains and joy, everything here, just like could be like, which we have not seen as in alive. But Naraka Sadusha Yatana and all we undergo, and also extreme joy we undergo here itself. But at that peak level of, joy or extreme pain, if you say Bhagavan, like, he just call for that ultimate source of energy. That itself is a realization, and the help we get at that kind of point, that point of time, itself is anubhava of Bhagavan. So, yes, the journey goes on, Atma goes on, like whether it is here or there or in the Loka, doesn't matter. As long as we are with him. And with his, Shiva Bhaktas. Vadavan Shiva Bhakta. Yeah.
Ati Samishina Muktam. Tathaiva. So the paradox, like both of you rightly pointed, is the recognition of itself, of the fact itself that it is all Shiva, Sarvam Shivamayam Jagat, that itself is Mukti. And that's why the difference between Ishvara Darshana and Mukti is not really very large. Yeah. Satyam. अपि च
किम्
yeah.
आद्या विद्या हृद्गता निर्गतासीत् विद्या हृद्या हृद्गता त्वत्प्रकाश प्रसादात् सेवे नित्यं श्रीकरं त्वत्पदाब्जम् भावे मुक्तेर्भाजनं राजमौले
चल दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि दुरक्षराणि दौर्भाग्यदुःखदुरहङ्कृति दुर्वचांसि सारं त्वदीयचरितं नितरां पिबन्तम् गौरीश मामिह समुद्धर सत्कटाक्षैः दूरीकृतानि दुरितानि दुरक्षराणि दौर्भाग्यदुःखदुरहङ्कृति दुर्वचांसि सारं त्वदीयचरितं नितरां पिबन्तम् गौरीश मामिह समुद्धर सत्कटाक्षैः. Hey Gaurisha, the lord of, or the spouse of Gauri, pati of Gauri, Gaurisha, Mam iha satkatakshahi samuddhara. Please shower me with your kataksha. You could call a side glances. Forget looking at me if you feel I am too insignificant to you for your eyes to look at me directly. At least throw some side glances at me, such holy side glances at me, and do samuddhara, do and uplift my spirits rather. Mamiha. And what has happened? Duri kritani. And so by your grace, दुरक्षराणि दुरितानि दौर्भाग्य दुःख दुरहंकृति durvachamsi duri kritani. So now the bhakta has come to a point where he is inching closer and closer towards the state of being nishkalmasha. And in yoga, it is told, kalmasha, the word kalmasha also refers to not just the papas, but also the vrittis themselves. So he is inching closer and closer to that state of nirodha, of complete cessation of thoughts itself. How? All the mind usually, hovers around negativity. So by negativity here we mean that which is not useful to us to a better goal. Duritani, all my mistakes, past, I could say traumas, all my mistakes, either inflicted on me or I having inflicted them upon others. Duritani, duraksharani, all that which has been misspoken, all the wrong. It literally means a wrong letter. Durakshara means a bad letter, meaning bad speech. All expressions of my inner turmoil that I have spewed against others, or all the misfortune which has befallen me, Daurbhagya itself. Though I may not have done bad to others, but maybe others have done bad to me, Daurbhagya, and then which has resulted in a lot of dukkha. Or if it does not lead to dukkha, it leads to durahankriti. Either I am in the pits of depression or in the peaks of uh, you know self praise. Durahankriti and Durvachamsi. And similarly, you could say Duraksharani would be not much difference between Durakshara and Durvachas. I would see both of them to be synonymous. Durvachamsi, all, yeah, all maybe things which were spoken either by me or spoken against me. Duraksharani, Durvachamsi. So therefore, basically, Ninda and Stuti. Ninda, Tulya Ninda, Stutir Mauni. So a Muni becomes silent and looks at both praise and insult, hot and cold. Shitoshna Sukha Dukkheshu, Tatha Manapamanayoho. He or she becomes Sthita Prajna. So such is the case with the Bhakta also right now, that all bad things, bad thoughts, ill intentions, self, either overestimating or underestimating the self, all the misfortunes fallen on me or those wrongs that I have done to others, everything has been duri kritani. I have put them all away. I have cast them very far away from them. I have myself moved rather very far and separate out of all of this. Perhaps very similar to Neti Neti, where we detach ourselves from the body and mind, and therefore all its complications. Saram Twadaya Charitam Nitaram Pibantam. Now, the only time way to pass my time is Tava Saram Charitam Cha Nitaram Pibantam. I am just drinking and consuming forever. The only food that I have is the Pana, the Amrita Pana of your Charita. I keep reminiscing about all your the beautiful ways and mystical ways how Shiva walks, talks, sits, meditates, and I am anticipating like a stray lover would anticipating every single action of yours. That is my only action in the world. And Saram Pivantam, I am drinking that essence of yours, not even you, your Sara. I am only drinking that tattva, which what you represent, the Saram, Mom, and therefore I will be in this way. What should you do, Gaurisha? My prarthana is Bhavan Satkatakshayihi Mam Uddharatu. At least throw some glances at me and do my Samuddhara. What would you opine about this shloka? Hmm. Are, would you like to contribute some insights?
Yeah, there is something as you mentioned that Rishi Munis are most of the time they are Mauni because they weigh before even speaking. And there is this one, I think Tyagaraja Kruti, Samayaniki Tagu Mataladane, if I correctly understand. Even Rama was like very calibrated speech. He used to not detail it further. Even when Lakshmana said, why don't we stay back in Sri Lanka, Lanka Desh, says he doesn't give much explanation, saying that, um, the Sadesha, the Janni Janme Bhumisha Sarkada Bikari. I don't feel like, he says, I don't feel like staying back, and he uses very apt words in the right time. So that is one thing. 1 second. I'm switching over. So that's what actually from my side.
Satyam.
That is
If you can explain
Hello.
that line, is it in Telugu? I don't understand it really.
Hello.
I'm Shruyate.
She said, Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Gariyasi. This is from Ramayana only. Rama himself says it.
Hmm.
जननी जन्मभूमिश्च स्वर्गात् अपि गरीयसी.
Manohar. Arya, I think we have lost you. You may be facing some glitch.
Yeah, my Bluetooth, this one got, I was connected to it and battery got down. I switched off the Bluetooth. So, in that case, it's a converse thing. What I mentioned is normal people definitely they use words like duraksha, words and the sentences, which may not have directly duraksha, akshara, but the tone of speech and the way it is spoken might be hurtful. So here again a submission and saying that I'm with all these qualities, but you uplift me. Submission again. And accepting the fact that I'm not perfect.
Satya. Samichinam. Gayatu.
विकृतानि दुरतः दुरितानि दुरक्षराणि दौर्भाग्यदुःखदुरहङ्कृति दुर्वचांसि स्तारं त्वदीयचरितं नितरां पिबन्तम् गौरीश मामिह सुदुर्धर समुद्कटाक्षैः
Samudhara. Gaurish mamiha samudhara satkatakshay. Sadhu.
Oh, I said it, but maybe there is some internet problem on my side.
Oh, okay. सोमकलाधरमौलौ कोमलघनकन्धरे महामहसि स्वामिनि गिरिजानाथे मामकहृदयं निरन्तरं रमताम् सोमकलाधरमौलौ कोमलघनकन्धरे महामहसि स्वामिनि गिरिजानाथे मामकहृदयं निरन्तरं रमताम् मामकहृदयम् अर्थात मम हृदयं निरन्तरं रमताम्. May my mind, or rather my soul, my hridaya, ever rejoice in, may it always revel without break, nirantaram, without any uninterruptedly, may it revel in what? In all this. What is that? Soma kaladhara maulau. May my mind or heart revel in Shiva, and all these are Visheshanas to Shiva. What are they? Soma kaladhara maulihi. Tasya maulau, on his head. There is the Soma kala. Kala is a part, a fraction. Somasya kalam yah dharati saha Soma kaladharaha. Himamshu shekhara iti asmakam trivikramavat. Himamshu shekharaha Shivaha. Tasmin aham rame. I shall revel in him. I shall carouse and revel. All my revelry and carouse will be only in Shiva. Komala ghana kandhare, and may my mind, uh, you know, be seated on, you would have seen the, brothers or sisters or, even lovers, they put their hands across the shoulders of the beloved and they just piggyback on the person. So this is the kandhara. May my mind similarly be on the kandhara, which is komala ghana, which is at the same time both soft and also very dense. It's dense because he has this masculine feature, but it is also komala because he's of course the source of karuna itself. So komala ghana kandhare maha mahasi Mahas is Prakashaha. Mahas. Mahas is different from Mahat. Please remember. Prakashaha. Mahas. Mahamahasi. In this great light which is springing forth out of Shiva, may I revel in that light. That is in a more abstract way. It's not just a very Saguna form, but even in the Nirguna aspect of Shiva, may my mind revel.
अत्र कन्धरः इत्युक्ते नेक् इति दत्तं महस् इत्युक्ते तत् नीलकण्ठस्य so the blue light is that what he is saying. He has halahala in his neck, right?
Oh, Satyam. Perhaps, yes. Mahamahasi Neelakandhare. Komala Ghanakandhare. So, yeah, may my mind then also be in the region of the neck. May it concentrate first on the forehead, where the Chandra is there, then on the neck, and then Swamini, he who is my Swami, who is my Lord, who is my Master, and who is my dear friend, Swamini Girija Nathe, he who is the Natha, the consort of Girija. Mamaka Hridayam Nirantaram Ramata. And so, again, technically speaking, yeah, now that he pointed, it's a very nice uh, correlation that this could be the Ajna, this could be the Vishuddhi Chakra, and it is told Girija, Parvati resides in his heart. So, that this qualifier Girija Natha could mean the Anahata. So may my mind at all times either be in the highest or the middle or the Anahata. May it never fall below it. That is, may my mind always be in meditation of Shiva in his abstractness, in the Swaha or Bhuvaha or Bhuhu. These are the respective Vyahritis associated with these three chakras, these three levels. सम्यक् कोमल घनकन्धरे महामहसि स्वामिनि गिरिजानाथे मामक हृदयं निरन्तरं रमताम्. Thus, may my mind, and so Girija can also therefore mean the Giri. Again, is a majorly used in the Yoga Shastras to mean the Meru Parvat, the Meru, the spine. So Girija would mean the Kundalini who is born from in this Meru. Kasheruka, it's also called. And so Shiva is said to be then the lord of this Shakti. Girija Nathe Swamini Mamaka Hridayam Nirantaram Ramata. Prashnaha Nabiprayascha.
अत्युत्तममस्ति.
अस्तु कृपया गायतु.
कोमलधर sorry सोमकलाधर मौलौ कोमल घनकन्धरे महामहसि स्वामिनि गिरिजानाथे मामक हृदयं निरन्तरं रमताम्.
सारसनाते नयने तावेव करौ स एव कृतकृत्यः याये यौ यो भर्गं वदति क्षेते सदार्चत स्मरति सारसनाते नयने तावेव करौ स एव कृतकृत्यः यायेयव्यो भर्गं वदति क्षेते सदार्चत स्मरति. अति सुलभ एष श्लोकः. कः कृतकृत्यः? When are my different organs of the body said to be having achieved their purpose? Krita kritya. Kritya means purpose. येन कृत्यः कृतः सः कृतकृत्यः। सा रसना एव कृतकृत्यः या या भर्गम अर्थात शिवम शिवम वदति। भर्ग is Shiva. Bhargam vadati. That tongue has achieved its purpose if it takes the nama of Shiva. ते नयने कृतकृत्यः ये ईक्षेते. Those two eyes are truly holy and sanctified if they behold Shiva's form. ईक्षेते ताव एव करौ यौ sada sada archatah. Those two hands are purified and are purposeful only when they are doing forever in this use in the service of Shiva. That is Shiva in the form of Sarva Bhuta, of all the creatures around. Sada archatah saha eva kritakrityah. And that meaning here, saha refers to the mind, the ego. That ego itself is kritakritya, which yaha sada smarati, that which always remembers, that which always is in constant mood of Shiva, that is alone, which is kritakritya, which has achieved its purpose. Sa rasana ya vadati, excuse me, te nayane ye ikshete तौ एव करौ यौ सदा अर्चतः सह एव कृतकृत्यः यः भर्गं स्मरति। अयं मे हस्तो भगवान् अयं मे भगवत्तरः अयं मे विश्वभेषजोऽयं शिवाभिमर्शनः. Is an exact echo from such a verse from the Rudra. अयं मे हस्तो भगवान्, हे भगवान्, ayam mama hastah eva bhagavan. My hand, by touching this linga or of you itself, has become Bhagavan. Ayam me hasto Bhagavan. Ayam me bhagavattarah. In fact, it is more purified, I mean, more holy than you itself, because I have had the opportunity to touch a great being like you, but you don't have an opportunity to touch a greater being than you. But I have. So, ayam me hasto Bhagavan. Ayam me bhagavattarah. Ayam me vishwabheshajoyam Shiva abhimarshanaha. Shiva abhimarshanaha. Because I cleaned you, cleaned Shiva. Shiva abhimarshanaha hastaha. Vishwabheshajah ayam. And this hand has become the greatest doctor of all the universe. Ayam me Vishwabheshajah ayam Shivabhimarsha. Because these hands have touched and cleaned Shiva itself. So it's just told the doctor cleans the body, right? The doctor, the Vaidya, using his hands, gives a medicine which cleans and detoxifies the body. So I have touched you, who is Vishwa, Vaidyanatha. And so there is no other doctor greater than my palms. Ayam me Vishwabheshajaha, ayam Shivabhimarshanaha. A beautiful poetic resonance we find even in the Rudradhyaya.
धन्यवादाः।
Yeah.
बहु सम्यक् अस्ति
Mm.
यदुक्तं तत्।
That's also I relate, may not be exactly relating. There's a Purandarasa Kirti saying that ನೀನ್ ಯಾಕೋ ನಿನ್ನ ಹಂಗ್ಯಾಕೋ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮದ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಒಂದಿದ್ದರೆ ಸಾಕು, ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮದ ಬಲ ಒಂದಿದ್ದರೆ ಸಾಕು. So your nama is sufficient. Why I don't require you?
Oh, wow. So, very, very funny, interesting way of looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah. And one more thing, what actually certain times appears is after seeing so many capable people using their senses and strong enough to perform a lot of things, and then they get deviated, intoxicated with the ahankara or otherwise that fame and name, they spoil their life. So by the as the age goes on, we realize that the power of our Indias just start diminishing. So sometimes, this is my personal view, what I think is oh Bhagwan, just give me that much of energy, and also the functioning of eyes and brain and ears, and also the voice, or otherwise talk in such a way that at least minimum I should be able to do your namasmarana and understand. And so don't take away my eyes.
Wow.
At least let me just limit at least to seeing you. In the sense, in the murti form, otherwise any other form. But I don't ask for anything big, because I may get deviated.
Atyadbhutam. A very similar thing comes to my mind when you said this story, that where Swami Chinmayananda is going, and to one of his lectures, a person who is blind comes and cries profusely and saying, "Arey, I am blind, and I've missed so much. I've missed having darshana of you, and of great so holy people." He consoles and says, "My friend, you have actually not missed much. In fact, you are better off not having eyes to see this cruel world outside. But it's good that your mind is still intact, that you can still think of the Lord. So thank the Lord for not robbing you of your mind and intellect also." So that's how he says. Very interesting.
Mind also should be intact, because some cases, because of the age factor, they lose the thinking ability, and also the morality or something like that. That totally deteriorates. Like what we see in dementia, Alzheimer, that's the extreme conditions. So at that time, the remaining life is, you can't do the Bhagwan's Smarana. So asking Bhagwan at least give that minimum ability to perceive you in different through different indriyas and also buddhi.
साधु गायतु कृपया महोदय.
सारसनादेन यने तावेव करौ स एव कृतकृत्यः यायेयौ यो भर्गं वदति क्षेते सदार्चतः स्मरति.
अतिमृदुलौ मम चरणावति कठिनन्ते मनो भवानीश इति विचिकित्सां सन्त्यज शिव कथमासीद्गिरौ तथा वेशः. अतिमृदुलौ मम चरणावति कठिनन्ते मनो भवानीश इति विचिकित्सां सन्त्यज शिव कथमासीद्गिरौ तथा वेशः. अतिमृदुलौ मम चरणौ अति कठिनन्ते मनः इति विचिकित्सां सन्त्यज हे शिव भवानीश कथमासीद्गिरौ तथा वेशः. So this is a very fun conversation that the bhakta here is preempting Shiva's thoughts and saying, "Oh, you must be thinking, Ati mrudalo mama charanau." That is, Shiva is thinking, must be thinking that my feet are very mrudu. They are very mrudula. They are very soft. Ati katinam tasya manaha. This fellow's mind is too rough and crude, unsuitable for me to walk on it. Iti vichikitsam santyaja. So don't even think that. Let go of such an apprehension. Vichikitsam santyaja. This comes from the word kit. Chi kit means chit. Actually, the root word is chit, means to think. Chikitsa means desirous of knowing, of thinking, of understanding. Vichikitsa is an assumption or a speculation rather than apprehension, which has taken away the desire to know more or collect more information. That is called vichikitsa. Usually, it refers to synonymously a prashna or a speculation. So, remove your speculation or such a thought from your mind, an assumption from your mind. Hey Shiva, hey Bhavanisha, because tell me, how did your feet start walking? Veshaha on that giri. Katham asid. Oh, if you think that my mind is so crude, how is it that you started walking on such a barren land, frigid, barren land? So that is not a good enough excuse for you to stop coming into my mind or stop treading on my mind. Therefore, give your feet into my mind. Place your feet on my mind. Mridulau mama charanau iti ma chintaya tvam गिरावेव चरणम अकरो तर्हि मम मनसि यद्यपि कठिनं स्यात् तथापि वेषः come enter me, enter the mind तथा वेषः. So all in all, the bhakta's idea here is he is saying, my mind, it may be crude, I am not denying it, but you walked on the Himalaya. Definitely, my mind is not as crude as rocky as the mountains that you barefootedly walked. So you should definitely, you have no excuse to not come to my mind. Please come. That's the very hilarious comic relief between the kavya. Uh, if no other thoughts, please feel free to interrupt me if you have any insights to share. These are very simple verses that the fag end of this kavya is pretty straightforward, not much uh, inner meanings. Perhaps there is, but I am not able to at least find out any meta meanings of it. So I'm just going a little quick. Moreover, all of this intellectual exercise that I'm doing, it's only for my satisfaction. But the true joy of reading these kavyas would come when one reads them once by oneself and really takes to mind all the bhavas that the bhakta is undergoing. And so, like when we watch a movie, right? When we empathize with the protagonist or with a heroine or with a whoever we're empathizing, then we actually feel those very bhavas. And so all these tragic movies, why do we cry at the end of such movies, or why do we laugh, why do we feel happy in a feel good movie? Because we're empathizing with the main character and going through it, or with the cameraman and going through all that events. That is the very premise on which a movie or any art form, a performative art form is uh, it's predicated. So one must also, I feel, just listening, there's a very nice video on YouTube uh, sung by Mambalam sisters. So I at least feel the ragas there are very beautifully sung. So one must hear it and just go through and enjoy the, forget too much math, I mean grammar, arthas and Sanskrit of the shlokas. Rather, just the ragas melting our heart and understanding the overall picture, the overall meaning is sufficient, I think.
Here is a request for Ishvara to be in one's heart, Hridaya. I just happened to download this one while listening this one. It is in Kannada. So all 100 shlokas are being tika. They have given.
Wow. कृपया yeah.
Pardon me?
कृपया गणे स्थापयतु, share करोतु.
I just shared directly to you because in the group, even Trivikramaji, I don't know whether he can understand the Kannada. So I'll try to search similar thing in Telugu. I also shared one Shankara Bhashya in Kannada with another expert who was alive till 20 years back. So he has given much more detail of Bhagavad Gita. One volume I have shared. Actually, 450 rupees is one per volume. There are 2 volumes. Yeah.
समीचीनं. किन्तु
Yeah.
कन्नडे अस्ति वा?
It is in Kannada. I'll search again. All I'm getting from archive.org. And also the scribe. I just happened to share one Bhagavad Gita scribed Samskrita to Hindi to another, to remember, I think Ritvik. recently.
Hmm.
So those are available. Yeah, I'll search for Telugu.
Hmm.
Probably that also will multiple sources, but thoughts might help in consolidating overall understanding if one is interested.
Correct. अति सुष्ठुः यत्न एव कन्नडದಲ್ಲಿ I am just taking a look at the document. सम्यक् प्रतिपदार्थसहितमेव दत्तं तात्पर्यमपि दत्तं.
Yeah,
सम्यक्.
correct. But as you were mentioning, like each person has a different way of engaging with Bhagwan Smarana. And this becomes, as I was mentioning, I have a very bad concentration, this one, and also sitting for a longer time. But collectively, this kind of, thought of reading, understanding, contributing really helps in a greater way. From past 1 year, I am very thankful to Bhagwan Guruji and all of you for that.
समीचीनं धन्यवादः भवत्याः त्रिविक्रमवर्यस्य च आगमनेन अपि अस्माकमपि कक्ष्याणाम् अभिवृद्धिः जातः अतः धन्यवादः.
That's a way I can only thank to all the people who have helped in understanding many things. And moreover, this 40 days Shiva Diksha is going on at our Guruji said. Though I may not be able to participate and take the strict following all those things. So I would definitely, I'm very thankful again for this sessions.
Oh, अत्यद्भुतम्.
So Shiva Smarana is happening because of this. Though whether I'm sick or not doing well or not actually, proper this one, taken a bath or something like that. Still I'm able to do that. That same thing what I sadhu durachara. 1 second. Yeah. So practically I was able to little understand that achara, if we are not able to do that also, but still engaging in a Bhagwan Smarana, it's giving. Otherwise, I would have missed out a lot of things. I had to follow strictly with my current health conditions and stuff like that.
In fact, we have Adi Shankaracharya to look up to, because he himself is admitting that I am myself not as disciplined to be able to do all your vidhis. I will do Vachasa Charita, I'll just listen to your stories. I'll bring your form to my mind. So there is no restriction on it. So he is also being an example for all of us.
Yes, correct. He actually has undergone, or he has represented all of us.
Correct.
In what state, and then if you think that okay, only after doing this, only if I sit, or I may not get time, or I may not be able to do right way. So, but still, only I'll just think of you. Yeah.
Satyam. Sundar. Anything else, Trivikramarya, you want to add?
नास्ति महोदय.
कृपया गायतु.
अतिमृदुलौ मम चरणावति कठिनं ते मनो भवानीश इति विचिकित्सां सन्त्यज शिव कथमासीत् गिरौ तथा वेशः.
धैर्याङ्कुशेन निभृतं रभसादाकृष्य भक्तिशृङ्खलया पुरहरचरणालाने हृदयमदेभं बधान चिद्यन्त्रैः. धैर्याङ्कुशेन निभृतं रभसादाकृष्य भक्तिशृङ्खलया पुरहरचरणालाने हृदयमदेभं बधान चिद्यन्त्रैः. Hey Purahara, you who destroyed the Tripuras, could also mean you who destroy the Dehas. Purahara, Dhairya Ankushena Nibhritam Rafasat Bhakti Shrinkhalaya Akrishya Chidyantraihi Charanalane Hridayamadebham Badhana. So my Ibha Arthat Gajaha Mada Ibha Madebha Mada Gajaha. My ego, Hridaya, here refers to the ego, which is a Mada Gaja. It is strutting like a must, like an elephant in must. So it refers to the very typical Indian elephant behavior, where during a certain phase of the year, during it's called the heat period, both the female and the male, their hormones are released, which make them very sexually active, a very high libido in their bodies. So there is a certain gland in the head of uh, the gaja. These are called the temple glands. So that is where the secretion of this mada happens. That must, musth, must happens. That is also perhaps the word mast ho gaya in Hindi or perhaps Urdu may have come from it. It's the intoxication is what is mast. So that intoxication happens to the gaja, and such they become very wild. They are untamable during that period, and not even will they stay in their own group. They are so wild and so rebellious. They are looking for one and only one thing: the mate. And they will destroy trees all along. They'll start, their entire body starts itching, and they are in a frenzy to just copulate. So that is how my ego is. Of course, it may not necessarily be in respect of reproduction, but the ego, when it finds, it's in such an intoxication that when it finds even it's always in a search for some pleasure. So that is the mate, and this Madagaja will always run towards it. It doesn't care what is on its path. It doesn't care for its group. So that such is the nature of my ego. Hridaya Madebham. So what you should do, you are the Purahara, right? You are the Shiva, you are the Nishada. In fact, the trope that Shiva is the hunter dates back as old as the Rudra Namaka itself. There also he is talked of him being the dacoit, him being the hunter. Punjishtanam pataye namaha, he who hunts and traps animals. So you are that. So what you should do? You should ankushena. You have an ankusha in your hand. What is the use of that? Or you're keeping it for show? No, dhairya ankushena nibhritam. You take control. This madagaja should be nibhritam dhairya ankushena badhana. Hold a goad to this elephant of mine. This goad is not a physical goad. It is dhairya. It is stability. It is calm in face of tragedy and in face of danger. Dhairya ankushena nibhritam, properly. Nibhrita means properly. He is also encouraging Shiva to use brute force if he needs to. Nibhritam rabhasat, with sudden movements. Rabhasat bhakti shrinkhalaya akrishya. Tie this elephant down with bhakti. Use your chains. There are these legs of the elephant. So tie them with bhakti shrinkhala, with love. Love for you, of course. Rabhasat akrishya, hold it in place. Bhakti Shrinkhalaya. Charana alane. Alana is those hooks that the elephants are tied down to. So there will be the chain, there will be the leg, and there is an anchor. That is called the alana. Charana alana. The leg, the hook for the leg. Charana alane chid yantraihi. And you draw yantra around it. It's told that if you draw yantras, a certain entity can be captured and frozen in space upon that yantra. So chid yantraihi, with a yantra drawn from your consciousness, just or awareness, still my elephant on such a ground. So there is bhakti tying it down. There is charana lana. There is chidyantra. There's awareness all around the ego, and there is dhairya, which is keeping the ego in check, like the ankush, like the gourd. It is always, offering a litmus test to ego to say, are you truly a dhairyavan? It's asking it, are you truly because an elephant usually you need a lot of dhairya to face such a musty elephant. And there are many nice videos on YouTube also about how a person will, if he really stands totally still, even a madagaja will get intimidated by it. And it will first of all charge and see if this fellow is really truly courageous, and it will do all its gestures. It will trumpet, it will show its teeth, the ivory and all that. But if a person doesn't move, like how Ramana Maharshi was, totally unmoving, like Shiva, like Sthira, then this Madebha will be brought under control. Badhana. And you tight. Badhana is the lot lakara form of Badhnati. So tight. And he's using the Madhyama Purusha. Tight. What are you doing, dude? Just tie my Mada Ibha down with awareness, love, and dhairya. Any questions?
धैर्याङ्कुशेन निभृतं प्रभसादाकृष्य भक्तिशृङ्गखलया
Shrinkhalaya.
शृङ्खलया भक्तिशृङ्खलया पुरहर चरणालाने हृदयमदेभम् बधान चित्यन्त्रैः.
Going with the same analogy, he continues, Pracharatyabhitah pragalbhavritya madavanesha manah kari gariyan parigruhya nayena bhakti rajva paramasthānupadam dridham nayamum. Pracharatyabhitah pragalbhavritya madavanesha manah kari gariyan परिगृह्य नयेन भक्तिरज्वा परमस्थानुपदं दृढं नयामुम्. प्रचरति अभितः प्रगल्भवृत्त्या मदवान् एषः मनः करी गरीयान्. This mind elephant of mine, मनः मम मनः करी, एषः मनः करी. He's not even saying mama. Esha, this he has detached himself from the ego also, that he is referring to it in the third person and says, this ego of mine, which is like an elephant, which is a very big elephant, Gariyan Kari, Madavan, is now in a state of intoxication. Ever since it is born, it is there in intoxication. Madavan, Esha, Pragalbha Vritya, Abhitaf Pracharati. Pragalbha is Garva. Pragalbha Vritya. With the emotion of ego, it is abhitah pracharati. It's going everywhere. It's just strutting about chaotically everywhere. Pracharatya abhitah pragalbha vritya, like how an elephant in pride would do. Pracharatya abhitah pragalbha vritya madavan esha manah kari gariyan. So this chaotic movement of my mind, of the ego, bring it under control. Parigrahya, take control of it. Parigrahya. Naya. Nayena. Bhakti Rajwa. Nayena means, see, you can't take control of this elephant by being more aggressive to it. Nayena. Have some strategy. Naya. ನಯ ವಿ ಸೇ ರೈಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ, ನಯವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ದ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನಯವಾಗಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಸಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ, ಪೊಲೈಟ್ಲಿ, ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲೆವರ್ಲಿ, ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿಕಲಿ. ನಯೇನ and bhakti rajwa, and tie it with an elephant which is so mad, it will not easily come under the sway of a noose. But bhakti, that is why you should use bhakti. Call unto it very lovingly, call unto it very politely. Bhakti rajwa nayana parigrihya, take control of this so that it will listen to you, O Shiva, and you can take it. Naya means atra nayatu, take it to amum means this elephant, amum paramasthanu dridham padam naya, take this elephant to the steed. The I don't know what it is called in English. Is it called a steed, the elephant, or is it called a what the place where elephants are tied? The stable. So the other meaning of sthanu is that stable. So he is using the pun here. Paramasthanu padam dridham naya. So take this elephant to the stable, which is a dridha, which is permanent, which is stable. Oh yeah, again another pun on the word stable, dridha. And padam means that place. Of course, the other meaning is paramasthanu, paramashiva. Sthanu is Shiva. Paramashiva padam, take me to that level, the stature of Paramatatva itself, which is the axis, the dridha of the Jagat. The axis of the Jagat. Amum madagajam naya, take it. I don't want this gaja which is so chaotic in my mind. It's running all over the place and stomping on my other thoughts. It's hurting me. So take this ego away. Take it, and not kill it, but take it to the Paramasthanu, the greatest stable, the stable of Shivatva. Anything you would like to add? Or you could always disagree with.
अद्भुतमस्ति महोदय.
सत्यं सर् शङ्कराचार्यस्य कवितायाः कालिदासेन सह एव उपमा शक्येत, तथा अस्ति. कृपया गायतु.
प्रचरत्यभितः प्रगल्भवृत्या मदवानेश मनःकरी गरीयान् परिगृह्य नयेन भक्तिरज्वा परमस्थाणुपदं दृढं नयामु.
सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तां सरलपदयुतां साधुवृत्तां सुवर्णां सद्भिः संस्तूयमानां सरसगुणयुतां लक्षितां लक्षणाढ्याम् उद्यद्भूषा विशेषामुपगतविनयां द्योतमानार्थरेखाम् कल्याणीं देवगौरी प्रिय मम कविता कन्यकां त्वं गृहाण. सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तां सरलपदयुतां साधुवृत्तां सुवर्णां सद्भिः संस्तूयमानां सरसगुणयुतां लक्षितां लक्षणाढ्याम् उद्यद्भूषा विशेषाम् उपगतविनयां द्योतमानार्थरेखाम् कल्याणीं देवगौरी प्रिय मम कविता कन्यकां त्वं गृहाण. हे शिव, हे देव, Hey Gauri Priya, Mama etam kanyakam grihana. Accept this bride of mine. She is my daughter, Kanyaka, who is, what is the daughter? My Kavita itself is a Kanyaka. Mama Kavita eva Kanyaka. Tam tvam grihana. Accept her. Please take her hand in marriage. Though, of course, you are Gauri Priya. I know that. That is why he is using this Sambodhana. I know that you are a Gauri Priya, but you still have more room to take another spouse. So take my Kanyaka itself. And she is Kalyani. She is very auspicious. Now, this entire verse, the beauty of this comes in being able to read it in two layers of meaning. See how beautiful it is. Now, this Kanyaka, how is she? How is she? How is this bride looking? Sarva Lankara Yukta. She looks so beautiful with all the makeup, cosmetic makeups. Then Sarala Padayutam. She keeps small steps, very gentle steps, catwalks. Sadhu Vrittam. She's curved in the right places. Sadhu Vrittam. Suvarnam. She has worn a golden sari, or you could say some dupatta, etc. Suvarnam, Sadbhis Samstuyamana, and all great people in her family, they're praising her to be a great Kulina. And Sarasa Guna Yutam, she also has, she's not a Vairagi, she has Sarasa Guna. She likes enjoying, she likes the pleasures of the world and, of course, also of romance. Sarasa Guna Yutam, Lakshitam, she has kept a bindi. Lakshitam, Lakshanadhyam, and she has all the good virtues, all the good Lakshanas of a Kanya. She has good Jataka Lakshanas also. Astrological parameters one must satisfy. Udyat Bhusha Vishesham, and her Bhushanas, all her jewelry she's wearing is glowing. Udyat, it is coming up. It's as though it's emerging from her body and reaching out to the other person. Udyat Bhusha Vishesham, Upagata Vinayam, and she is also very intelligent and also at the same time greatly imbued with modesty. Vinayam, Upagata Vinayam, Dyodamana Artharekha, her Arthareka on her hand, she has Arthareka, which is told to bring a great fortune to the husband and also the family in the future. So Arthareka, she has good, well proclaimed Arthareka. She is a Kalyani. She is ready for marriage. Kalyanarthe Siddha, Kalyanim, E Gauri Priya, Kanyakam Dvam Grihana. This is the one meaning. And if you look at this Kanyaka being Kavita, so beautifully, so magically, each of these Visheshanas fit in. Let's look at it. This Kavita has all the different Alankaras there in this Samskrita Vangmaya. Sarva Alankara Yukta. And as you have seen yourself and hopefully experienced, the padas are very sarala as compared to all these kavyas of Bana Bhatta, Kalidas, and so on, which are very dense. You will need commentary upon commentary to understand it. Sarala Padayutam, Sadhu Vrittam, and he has used a lot of good chandas. Vritta is also chandas. So he has used simple and easy to understand chandas, to sing chandas. Su Varnam, he has used good letters. Varna is Varnamala. And Sadbhe Samstuyamanam, and this Kavya will be sung by great bhaktas themselves. Sadbhe Samstuyamana, Sarasa Gunayuta, and the Sarasa, all this Kavya has a lot of rasa in it, as we have identified, and Usha Arya also has written a very nice document showing which rasa, Hasya rasa is where, Raudra rasa is where, all the Navarasas have come into this Kavya. Lakshita, all the Lakshanas are there of being of a good kavya. Lakshitam, Lakshana Adhyam, and there are different Lakshanas also in the Samskrita Vangmaya. So you can't just make any which poem. You should use a certain meter, certain rules must be followed, certain ways of uh, arranging the words must be present. Not just the chandas, not just the letters or syllables, but also the words. You can't put yaha somewhere in the first pada, which you expect to be joined with some other sum in the fourth pada. So such rules are there. Lakshana Adhyam, which he is following, which he has followed. Udyat Bhusha Vishesham. and all the bhusha. Here, bhusha means the ornaments. You could call them alankaras themselves. Are udyat. They are springing out, very easy to grasp. Udyat, bhusha, vishesha. And he has used a lot of visheshanas. Upagata vinayam. And naya again here refers to track or strategy. So all the sequence of the shlokas are very tactfully arranged. Upagata vinayam, dyotamana artha rekha, and the artha is dyotamana. It is very evident. The arthas you don't have to use a lot of dictionaries to understand the meanings. Very simple, very evident meanings are present. And Kalyani, and when he sung, he must have used the Kalyani raga. So there's a particular raga which is sung at evening, I think, or evening or the morning, one of them. So he sung it in the raga of Kalyani. So Kalyani Deva Gauri Priya Mama Kavita Kanyakam Tangrahana. I am so mesmerized by how the very same words can yield two different meanings, fitting exactly well with two different um, upamanas. So this is one of my favorite ones. Were you able to appreciate the wordplay?
Yes, it's wonderful.
Hmm. Any interpretations or questions?
Although I slightly struggled to understand some of the meanings, yeah, overall it's very wonderful.
Satyam. Relatively, this is a much easier kavya to understand. Yes. Astu कृपया गायतु.
Sarala, Sarala, what? Sarala, sorry.
सर्वालंकारयुक्ता
Alankarayuktam, Saralapadayugam, Sadhuvrittam, Suvarnam, Sadhis Samstuyamanam, Sarasagunayutam, Lakshitam, Lakshanadhyam, Udyadbhusha Vishesham, Upagata Vinayam, Dyotamanatharekham, कल्याणीं देवगौरी प्रिय मम कविता कन्यकां त्वं गृहाण.
Are anything else you want to add?
No, it's very clear. And also, he has summarized, Shri Adi Shankaracharya has summarized, saying that the shloka is of this character.
Correct.
So nobody need to say what actually it is.
Yeah.
And it is actually what he mentions. It's all with all alankaras and sarana also. And easy to recite. And also it describes like all the visheshana and all the rasas, in the sense entire shloka has undergone all the types of different rasas.
Beautifully
And
put.
in spite of that, how to focus back to Bhagavan, it's been mentioned here. So it's very nice. Yeah.
I want to take a quick bio break. I'll be back in 2 minutes. क्षम्यताम् अस्तु अनुवर्तयामि इदन्ते युक्तं वा परमशिवकारुण्यजलधे गतौ तिर्यग्रूपं तव पदशिरोदर्शनधिया हरिब्रह्माणौ तौ दिवि भुवि चरन्तौ श्रमयुतौ कथं शम्भो स्वामिन् कथय मम वेद्योऽसि पुरतः. So now something wonderful has happened. Adi Shankaracharya, blessed by his devotion, pleased with his devotion rather, Shiva himself has come pratyaksha and known to, he has made himself known to Shankaracharya, the bhakta here. So, Mama Vedyaha Asi, you have come before me and now you are comprehensible to me. Purataha Katham, and the Bhakta is baffled himself. He was earlier crying, why you are not coming before me? How can you not even speak with me? And so on. But now he's so happy and just wondering in awe of the Rupa of Shambhu. You could say Rupa or also the Tattva, because now Vedya can also mean understood either by the senses or by the mind. So he doesn't make that clear, but you could take for both Saguna and Nirguna aspects. So Mama Vedyaha Asi, I have known you now. You have made yourself known to me now. Purataha, in front of me. How? Katham? Because he is complaining now also that Idam te yuktam va, what you did, is this correct? Idam te yuktam va Paramashiva Karunya Jaladhe, because of you who are the Samudra of compassion, Daya Samudra, Paramashiva, Tiryagrupam Tava Padashiro Darshana Dhiya Gatau Hari Brahmano Tau Divi Bhuvi Charantau Shramayatau. So he's saying again, he is recalling that episode where he became Pratyaksha as a linga, as a Jyotirstambha in the axis of the cosmos, where Brahma and Hari, they started looking for, like the asymptote in the XY plane. It's searching for the pole, where the pole is. They are not able to find it. And still, till date, it says, the Purana says they are still searching for it. Where in Divi, in the sky, they are searching. Who Brahma is searching in the sky, whereas Vishnu is searching in the Bhu. Divi Bhuvi Charantau Shramayatu. Now they are so tired, they are still looking and searching for you. Charantau. This is in the Shatru Pratyaya. They are in the present continuous. They are still searching for your Adi and Antya. But you, and how are they searching? Triyagrupam Gatau. They have taken on the forms of some Jantus. See how unfortunate they are, how unlucky they are, that they were even ready to sacrifice their divine status to take a Tiryak Rupa, the Tiryak Jantu Rupa, to be able to find you. To find what? Your Pada and Shira, your feet and your head, Darshana Dhiya, to even at least get a glimpse of your feet and head. Forget your entire form. But you, because you, O Paramashiva, who is Karunya Jaladhi, because of your unmatchable compassion for your bhaktas, you have come before me and stood before me. How lucky must I be? And I am so lucky that you're making me feel guilty for having been able to see your form, whereas still Hari and Brahma are looking on and on and on for your darshana. And I have known you as Shambhu, Swami, and Paramashiva, as not just as Shambhu, the Saguna form, but as Swami, my personal God, but also as the impersonal Paramashiva, who I relate to by the emotion of Daya, of Karunya. So he is asking back the question again, complaining to Shiva itself and saying, what you did, actually, I think you should not have done that. You should have given the darshana to Hari and Brahma before, at least, and then come to me. Why did you do this? Idam te yuktam va, what you did, was it correct? Was it appropriate? Idam te yuktam va, he Shiva, he Shambho, mama vedyosi purataha. So this is Bhakta complaining so beautifully out of his joy that he has had the darshan of Shiva before him. One other, you could say the master strokes of poetic beauty. So for this shloka, I give a heart myself, and also uh, this, what is this, celebratory emoji.
So it is like Ashcharya and also like feeling
Santosha, yeah.
Santosha is beyond. They call us ecstasy. I don't know what is that.
Ananda, Ananda, yes. Ashcharya, Ananda. Ah.
And also saying that doubtful, not doubt arts, what should we say? Is it illogical thinking? Is it right? Illogical.
Yeah, correct. Yukti means logic, correct. Idamte yuktam va. Is it even logical that what it did? Correct.
He says they are so meritorious, Brahma and Vishnu. They couldn't see, and you have come in front of me. And also highlighting Karanya Rasa.
Karanya Rasa, correct.
All combined here, and then I don't know whether there's a bhakti could be there. Bhakta is actually here, so bhakti should be there.
Satyam. Bhakti means I could say Shringara or other rasas, yes. An equivalent rasa would be that. त्रिविक्रमार्य किमपि वक्तुमिच्छति किमपि विवक्षति
किमपि न वक्तुमिच्छामि केवलम् आनन्दम् अनुभवामि तावदेव
सम्यक् गायतु
इदं ते युक्तं वा परमशिवकारुण्यजलधे गतौ तिर्यग्रूपं तव पदशिरो दर्शनधिया हरिब्रह्माणौ तौ दिवि भुवि चरन्तौ श्रमयुतौ कथं शम्भोऽस्मामिन् कथय मम वेद्योऽसि पुरतः.
We would say this is the climax shloka. Now comes the, you could say, the post-climax shloka, where after the darshana of Shiva Tattva or Shivatva, he is finally proclaiming once again that I am going to stop talking. No more talk, no more stotra. Let me, like how Trivikrama Vajay is saying, let me just bathe in and bask in this glory and bliss. Let me just soak it in. I am not going to talk anything else. I'm just going to tell one last thing and stop myself. What does he say? Stotrenalamaham pravachmi namrisha deva virinchadayah स्तुत्यानाङ्गणना प्रसङ्गसमये त्वामग्रगण्यं विदुः माहात्म्याग्रविचारणप्रकरणे धानातुषस्तोमवत् धूतास्त्वां विदुरुत्तमोत्तमफलं शम्भो भवत्सेवकाः स्तोत्रेणालमहं प्रवच्मि नमृषा देवा विरिञ्चादयः स्तुत्यानाङ्गणना प्रसङ्गसमये त्वामग्रगण्यं विदुः माहात्म्याग्रविचारणप्रकरणे धानातुषस्तोमवद् धूतास्त्वां विदुरुत्तमोत्तमफलं शम्भो भवत्सेवकाः Stotrena alam. Enough of this, me ranting and rambling this stotra. I don't even like this, like to even speak now. Stotrena alam. Aham na pravachmi mrisha. I will not speak in vain, because all this thought, all of this expression is just wasteful. It's just robbing me away from my time that I can use to just soak in this Ananda with Shiva, of Shiva, Shivananda Lahari. So he finally says this: Virinchadayah devaha stutyanam ganana prasanga samaye agraganyam tvam viduhu. What more can I speak about you, who even the gods such as Brahma, Adi, which means Brahma, Vishnu, Indra, Agni, Rudra, all the entire devatas who are so meritorious, like Ausharya said, who are so powerful, the very forces of nature and of creation, when they have talked of you and counted you, Ganana Prasanga Samaya, in an event of just trying to count who is the greatest, Agraganya, who is the leader, who is the foremost of all Stutya, of all those worthy of praise, they only said you, Tvam, Agraganyam Viduhu. They know that only you are the worthiest of all praise. Agraganyam Viduhu. They counted you to be the first. Mahatmya Agra. And the other meaning here that he is trying to point is Agra can mean not only the first but also the last, the tip and the apex, the tail and the toe. So both of them are called Agra. So you were the first and the last to be worthy of being Stutya. So they also stopped talking, because there, see, when do you do a stuti? You would praise somebody when you know there is someone else who does not fit the exact gunas. If there is only one, and there's only one that all the gunas are always pointing at, all the forces of creation are always emerging and dissolving into, what more must be said about it? Therefore, stotrena alam. I'll stop. Enough of this shloka, of this stotra. Mahatmya Agravicharana Prakarane, not only in counting who is the most worthiest of worship and of stava, but also of doing manana, vicharana, of doing an inquiry into the greatness, the Mahatmya, the vastness of this one tattva. Mahatmya Agravicharana Prakarane, in such a situation, Dhana Tushaha Stomavadhutaha त्वां विदुः उत्तमोत्तमफलं भवत्सेवकाः शंभो. Hey Shambho, they, and in other situation when when the devas wanted to measure your magnificence, measure your magnanimity, measure your cosmic brilliance and intelligence, they started peeling, like how you would peel out the grain from the chaff. So when they wanted to do so, they were, you should imagine this. There is a wheat and there is the covering. There is the Uttama Phala, the grain. Let's say in maize or some paddy, there is a grain inside, and there is the chaff. There is the huff outside. So dhana is this grain. Tushaha, how moist or dewdrops or some mist is sitting on the surface of the grain, as well as stoma. Stoma is those outer layers. What, like that, they are dhutaha. They themselves removed away, because they wanted to count and do an enquiry, right? So when you're doing an enquiry, you start negating all the non-possibilities, all those which do not match a certain criteria. That is how you do an inquiry, right? So they thought they are themselves an impediment in the idea to grasp the magnitude of Shiva. So they, on their own will, out of their own accord, Dhana Tusha Stomavadhutaha, they just made way for you being Prakasha to manifest by yourself. And like the grain and the snow, the layers of the grain and the snow sitting on top of it will just melt away and just get peeled away. Bhavat Sevakaha, they lovingly became your sevakas and made way for the Uttama Phala, the Uttamottama Phala, which is Twam Viduhu. They thought you are that most precious gem of a grain, and they removed themselves away from you so that you can be clearly visible to them also. So this is the idea of self-negation, that your loving bhaktas, even the devas themselves, bhavat sevakaha deva virinchadayaha, they were so happily ready to remove themselves and abnegate themselves for out of their love for just having a vision uh, and sense of your greatness. They didn't even want their own selves being an impediment to your glory. So, Dhutastvam viduruttamottama phalam shambho bhavat sevaka. This is the climatic verse putting an end to all speech, all expressions, all indriya effort. Again, devas can also mean indriyas, right? And therefore, the Shiva would be the Atma. So, what more needs to be said when even the indriyas, the manas, the buddhi have dissolved silently? They just made way for the king to walk through, to for the soul itself, the Atma itself to walk through and shine forth. And they said, who else is there in this universe most worthy of worship? And they saw only you. Stutyaram Ganana Prasanga Samaye Tvam Agraganyam Viduhu. And so they all dissolved into one loving pralaya, into Shambhu. And thus are drawn the curtains on Shivananda Lahari Kavya.
Adbhutam.
Mhm. Let us just marinate in this silence for a couple of minutes. Let's not talk, let's not think. Talk would not just mean physically, but also let's not just talk to ourselves. We will bask in this meaning, this Adbhuta meaning, where Shankaracharya says, let's stop talking. I don't want to, I'm just wasting my breath. The Devas saw only one, and they themselves made way. They paved way happily, abnegating themselves by neti neti to give, to let this one tattva alone manifest. Let's just sit in silence for 2 minutes. Om Namah Shivaya. स्तोत्रेणालमहं प्रवच्मि नमृषा देवा विरिञ्चादयः स्तुत्यानाङ्गणना प्रसङ्गसमये त्वाम् अग्रगण्यं विदुः माहात्म्याग्रविचारणप्रकरणे धानातुषस्तोमवत् धूतास्त्वां विदुरुत्तमोत्तमफलं शम्भो भवत्सेवकाः धूतास्त्वां विदुरुत्तमोत्तमफलं शम्भो भवत्सेवकाः Shri Shivarpanamastu. Astu Dhanyavadaha. With this, we come to the end of our Shivananda Lahari series. If you would like to say something about the entire series, or if you choose to be in silence, both are respected. Dhanyavadaha.
Thanks a lot, Dhanyavadaha. It was a very insightful session, participation.
Dhanyavadaha. Thank you for coming.
All Bhagwan Prerana. That's all I can say. Bhagavad Prerana. And yeah, same. Dhanyavada to Bhagwan and as Guruji, as well as to all of you, to utilize the time and sadhana. There is one more, this one I was thinking, like, so even when I have all the Purandradasa Kuti comes, when I have all sadhanas, why I'm not thinking of you? So you're all utilizing your sadhana, that is ability and also time and energy for this good this one utilization. So Dhanyavada to all of you.
Dhanyavadaha to all of you. Shall we end?
Dhanyavadaha, Acharya.
Namaskara. Namaskara.
This one ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಧನಗಳಿದ್ದು something like that it comes. Purandradasa.
Please do share it if you find in the group.
Yeah. Regular puja. Okay, something like that. Yes. Yeah, I'll share that. I'll search it. Dhanyavada.
Dhanyavadaha. Namo Namaha. Namaskara.
Shivarpanamastu.
Shivarpanamastu.